Hey guys, what up? It's Jenny here, and today I'm doing a tier list for assassin knives. I've wanted to do a tier list for a while. No Data did it, and when I saw No Data, I looked in the description and it was there, and I was like, oh my god, because I've wanted to do a tier list for so long, but I can never find where they are. So now we're gonna do one, and starting off the bat, I'm gonna put 2019 Blade at a C tier, and that might confuse some of you because it's a really bad knife in most people's eyes, but I like it. It looks decent, but it is a pack. I say it's got okay demand for packs, and it's kind of the same thing for Abyssal Mace, which is up next, which I also really like. They're pretty much the same in demand from what I can tell, and they both look cool. Unfortunately, the next thing up on the list would be Abyssal Spine, which I'm putting at a D tier. I really don't like Abyssal Spine. I get it a lot compared to Abyssal Mace anyway, and I just don't like it. It's just not useful, honestly. It doesn't look good, it's not useful, and that's kind of what I want to go for here. Um, I'm gonna put Ancient Steel right here because it looks okay. It's most tier ones from what I can tell would go like here, but I actually really think Ancient Steel does deserve to go here because I think it's okay. It's a decent looking knife. Now Anguish I'm gonna plop right up at S tier, and that's mainly because of its demand, its sexy looks, and its amazing value. It's 25 and only going up 4-star demand, gets overpays out the ass. It's amazing. Archangel I'm putting up at a C tier because it can craft Seraph. A lot of very low-end traders, like, newer players, lower prestige players, they see an item like Seraph, which can be crafted with Archangels, and, it's a mythic. And a lot of them really want mythics. They haven't gotten to the point yet where they notice that exotics can be better than mythics and dreams, you know? In fact, they haven't noticed that a lot of exotics are better than some mythics and most mythics and dreams. So it's a very useful item at some point. I'm gonna go next with Autumn Saber, and I'm putting it in A tier, mainly because it's doing a lot better than the sabers, like a lot better than Cramp, Spring Saber, fucking Holiday Saber, and it's probably because it had a lower value compared to them off the bat. It still gets equal or slight overpays. It still does decent. It's still okay. And that's pretty much where it's at, honestly. It's doing pretty good. It really is doing pretty good. Um, Compared to the rest of the sabers. Now moving on to Azure, I'm going to also put that at a C tier. And the reason I'm putting it at a C tier is because first off, it looks good. It's the close relative to Nightmare. And honestly, it's a decent pack. I've never seen people genuinely hate Azure. Never. Now, obviously, Banhammer's going S tier because it's hard to get only for admins and developers and stuff, and the owner. And it's the Banhammer, man. It's fucking hot as shit. Now, Bandit, I'm putting here. And the reason I put Bandit there is because you can use it to craft... actually, I'm putting it here. And the reason I'm putting Bandit there is because you can use Bandit to craft a Void with a Wrath. Void is worth 7. Wrath and Bandit are worth 6 combined. So that's a free value every single time, which makes it a really good item to trade for. Bat Scythe I'm putting at a good old A tier, because it's got really good demand. But, it's not S tier demand, it's not fucking Sea Slayer or Bone Scythe or fucking SF or something. But it is good for where it's at. It's stable, and that's what's good about it. Now, this is a personal thing. Fuck Behemoth. I fucking hate Behemoth. It's ugly, it's barely valuable, and it's not worth much. Like, at all. Alright, so, yeah, fuck Behemoth, dude. Next, I gotta give Birthday Blade a personal A tier. I know you guys are gonna be like, what the fuck, but I love Birthday Blade. It was part of my outfit for a while after I turned, what was it? 15? Right? Yeah, I think. So yeah, I fucking love this outfit. I love that outfit and I love the knife. Blizzard, I'm giving another solid C tier. It looks pretty good. Alright, so next we got Bloom, and I feel bad, but I gotta put Bloom at like a D, or F actually, because F is just, I like Bloom, but it's really bad. Nobody wants it, man. Nobody wants it. Like I don't even think they're traded. I don't even see them that often anymore with how little they're traded for. Just nobody wants them, bro. Now I'm gonna go with A tier on Bone Axe, and that's because it has decent demand. Out of all the items worth like 30, it has like really high demand comparatively, but it's still not. I still wouldn't put it at S tier, you know. Now Bone Scythe, I gotta put S tier, and I say that because although its demand, although its value is only 15, it's a tier 3 with 15 value with 4-star demand. It's doing good, like really good. And while I'm at it, toss up the Sea Slayer because Sea Slayer is doing really good too. Like, it's got such hot demand, and yeah, I think we all know that these three are just going up here because, you know, that has to happen. These are all really fucking good items. I've had this Champion Axe at Champion Axe 2. It's fucking sexy, dude. Chaos Axe, I'm going to put it a sturdy F tier because I like it, but it's useless, you know? It's not really useful for anything. Now this, I'm going to place at a D tier because it's pretty much the same as Bloom. I think Bloom's craftable. This is craftable. Or Bloom might not be obtainable anymore. I swear I think it is, but I haven't actually looked in a while. But this, it looks good, but it's useless, you know? I'm going to put Comp 1 and Comp 2 at A tier, because they get average trades, you know? They're not doing hot. They're not doing bad, but they're not doing hot. I think they're just good. You know, people like them, but they're not great, you feel me? C-Axe is a solid B tier. If anything's a B tier, it's a fucking C-Axe, and that's because C-Axe just seems to have worse demand than even fucking, even Possessed Axe has better demand than it, from what I can tell. I'm gonna be putting, oh, let me make sure. I'm gonna be putting, what the fuck is that knife even called? What the fuck? Oh, Cosmic Eye. That's what I'm thinking of. Cosmic Eye. I'm gonna be putting Cosmic Eye at an F tier, because I fucking hate Cosmic Eye. It's disgusting. I will be putting Crescendo at a D tier, because I honestly like Crescendo. I really do like Crescendo. A lot of people hate it. I like it. I'm personally putting this at a B tier, because it's got really good demand for a pack knife. Like, really good. Like, I've seen people accept it as an item, like, as an ad, with no issue. Even I've done it, you know? It's just a good trade. Now, Crystal, I think it's Crystal Blade, or whatever the fuck it's called. Crystal tier, maybe? I don't know. But I'm putting it at a solid B tier, because, I mean, I can't remember using it unless I had no items. Like, that's the only time. So, you know, it's good to use if you have nothing else, but it really isn't that good, if I'm being honest. Now, Cupid, I'm putting that at a D tier, because it's unobtainable, but it's a pack, and I really don't like it, man. I just do not like it. Cutlass can go C tier. It looks good. It looks good, but it's one of those items, you know. Dark Age has to go for a solid F tier. Nobody wants it. The only person I've ever seen genuinely want Dark Age are either really low-end traders or no data at points in his career. Dark Blade, I'm putting up here, the highest spot, because it's got such good demand for a tier 1, dude. This I'm gonna put like here, not because it's bad, but just because it's, you know, it's a tier 1 that doesn't have much demand, and it doesn't look as good as Crescendo, you know. Now, Dark Crystal I'm putting here, and I say it's going there because it's got really good demand, you know. It's got sick demand. It's doing hot, you know. I think it's good. It's a good item, and people even think it should be hoarded right now. Dark Horse, I'm putting at a D tier. It's nowhere near as bad as Dark Age, but you know, it's craftable, and you know, it's a solid item. Dawnstar, I'm gonna be putting here, and that's because Dawnstar, I've seen pretty good trades for it. I don't see it too often anymore, but I know it's not the best item. Defender, I'm gonna put it here, and I'll tell you why. It's got its own effect. The knife itself isn't that great, but it's got its own fucking effect. It really does have a good effect on it. And I'm gonna be putting Demon Heart right here because it has its own effect. Items with their own effects that are that low honestly deserve to be bumped up a little bit just because. Now, honestly, I hate to say it, Diamond tier is going in a solid F tier for me. I fucking hate Diamond tier. It looked so bad. It's a nice item to have. It's a rite of passage, I guess. Like, having it is pretty cool, but it's not something I would personally choose to use, you know? Doombringer, I'm going to put at a solid B tier. Everyone loves Doombringer. I love Doombringer. You love Doombringer. If you say you don't, you're a liar. Dragon Breath, I'm going to put it A tier, because you might disagree with me, but Dragon Breath has good demand. That's why I have 3 of them. They have good demand. They're not doing half bad. And they're doing pretty good. Now, Dreamwalker, as much as I love Dreamwalker, I gotta put it B tier. It's not as bad as CX in demand, but it went down for the first time in a while, and it's not doing hot. And I gotta place Earth Elemental in the same area because it's just not doing good. In fact, I'm actually gonna put Earth Elemental here because that's how little it's wanted. Like, it might be slightly better than Pax, but it's really not doing hot. I've never liked Earthen Blade, so I'm putting it there. But it's not bad. You know, it's just I don't like it. Egg Claymore, I'm going to put it here. It seems to have good demand, but it's a real toss-up between these two, if I'm being honest. It really is. Like, I'm leaning more here, but I would put it here if, like, the demand were just a teensy bit lower. Egg Beater, I don't like Egg Beater. I'm going to be real with you. I don't like Egg Beater. I'm putting it there. Whew, and this is going to hurt me to do, but Esau's going here. And people are going to be like, what? Why? Esau is actually getting lowballed hardcore right now, like really bad. Okay, Esau's getting like 20. Like hardcore lowball, like it's awful. This, Electron I'm going to put at a B tier because it doesn't have great demand, but it definitely has good demand. It's not great. I don't even know if good. It's meh demand. It's okay. You know, I wouldn't mind trading for it if I was giving, like, equal. You feel me? Now, I'm going to put Elegant Blade reluctantly. Actually, you know what? I'm putting Elegant Blade here. And a lot of you might disagree with me, but honestly, the novelty of owning an Elegant Blade, it wears off really quickly for me. It wore off so fucking fast for me. Like, Elegant Blade just wasn't that worth it to me. It really wasn't, man. Well, worth it isn't the right answer. It was always worth it, but the demand is great, but the value is great. So you're going to wonder why, but I just don't think it deserves S tier. It gets good overpays, but it's the best exotic. It should get overpays, you know? So, yeah. Next I'm going to go up with Elegant Saber, and I'm putting this at a swift F tier. Only low prestiges really want it. And those are the people you want to trade it to. You can trade it for unobtainables if you overpay a lot, which is what I tend to do. Like, I gave like a 5 overpay for like a rocket with that, but it's still not a good idea to get. Emerald Knight, I'm gonna put here, and I'm gonna put Emerald Knight here because it does really good. It's a nice item. It's useful for crafting. It's really good. And you know, I'll place Epic Blue in the same spot. It's good. Let's just place these in here too. Like all of these, this is just a wambo, like a fucking wombo combo here because all 4 of these are really good and they're really useful for crafting. You know, I love all of these but Epic Reds especially. Like I don't really like Epic Red that much, but I love Emerald, Epic Blue, Fairy, and I don't mind Epic Red. I actually traded for one just really recently. Now Fairy Axe, I'm putting it A tier, and people might question my reasoning. But Fairy Axe is really useful. It's a very useful add-on item. It's a very useful item for adding. It is very useful for that. So, yeah, it really is useful for that. Let's see. I'm going to say Fang. I personally like Fang, so I'm putting it B tier. A lot of you might disagree, but I like Fang. I love Fang. I've always loved Fang. Murder Mystery 2, I liked Fang. That's why my favorite chroma is Sea Fang. I've always loved Fang. Now, I might be a little biased here, but I'm also going to put Fawn at an A tier, and that's because it's also a really good item for adding. Plus, I have like 9 of them, so. Fire Elemental, I'm putting it B tier, and the reason I'm putting it B tier is because its demand is okay, but it's not great. You can get trades for it. By all means, you can get trades, but it isn't greatly demanded, you know? Now, Firebrand, I'm a little biased, but fuck that thing. I hate it. I really do, you know? I fucking hate... I hate Firebrand. I just hate having it. It's ugly. But let's go here. Flame Mace, I'm gonna put it B tier. It's got the demand of an A tier item, but it looks like a B tier, like a solid B tier. Flower Killer, I've seen it get good trades. I'm putting it A tier, but I personally don't care for it. Now this one's gonna be controversial, kind of. If I were to put it here, people would wonder why. But I'm honestly gonna put it B tier, and that's because not B tier, A tier. And that's because it looks really good to me. I fucking love how Friezendo looks. That doesn't mean I'll trade for one unless I'm getting a W. But you know, I like Friezendo. Chill, I'm gonna put it here. I've always liked Chill, but it's not like, the greatest. And Frostbite deserves to go to A tier. And I say that because Frostbite can get overpays, much like Neon. Magma's more of a B tier though, but we'll get into that. Fury, critical F tier. Fuck that. Trash. Gem, I gotta boost that. I gotta boost Gem up to B tier, because I actually really like Gem. Like, always have liked Gem. Like a little extra. Gilded Luck is actually a solid S tier. Not because I like it, but the demand on it seems to be really fucking hot. Like, I just refuse to trade for it, because first off, I don't like how it looks at all. It looks good like this, but when you're holding it in your actual hand or on your fucking holstered on your avatar, it looks awful. It really does. So, I'm putting it S tier for the sake of its demand and value, but not for its looks. Gilded, I'm gonna put in D tier. It's useful to crush Striker, which is useful for other things, but it's not that useful of a knife itself, and it doesn't look good. But it's useful. Now, for a pack item, I gotta put Golden Eagle, or whatever the fuck this thing's called, right here, because it's just bad, man. I don't like how it looks at all. But let's go right into an S tier, because Grin Scythe is fucking sexy. It's got good demand. It gets overpays. It's doing really good. I've had it quite a few times recently, and it's honestly a really nice knife. So yeah, I think I'll do that. Alright, we're back in here. Let's just make sure. Alright. Now, I'm also putting Hollow Axe here, and you're going to ask me why, because it's like the same thing as Fairy Axe, but looks better. And that's it. That's just it. It looks better. Like, Fairy Axe is a lot more disposable to most people. Like, if you were to ask someone, hey, can you add Fairy Axe or a Hollow Axe, they're definitely going to add in Hollow Axe, because Hollow Axe is just, it looks better, it's got better demand, all around just a better knife. And right into a bad knife, fuck Heartbreaker. Can't stand it. I fucking hate it so much. Now, Hearth is controversial, because some people would put it here. Some people would probably choose to put it here just because it's, got such bias behind it. I'm putting it at a solid A tier. Now, a lot of people might say it deserves S tier, but it's got such a bias behind it that, honestly, I think, honestly, that, it's just got too much bias. I love Hearth, but I refuse to trade for it now, like, unless it's a certain type of trade. But if I'm upgrading into it, I'm not gonna do it, because I cannot fucking stand trading for it. Everyone is so biased. People think it gets fucking 180. Fuck you. Hearth does not get 180. But I am biased here, because fuck yeah. H-Blade, it looks good. It's worth 50. I have 3 of them. And they're fairly disposable, if I'm being honest. They're disposable, they look good, they're nice, they've got good demand, and and this is gonna hurt me to do, but H-Saber's gotta go here. The demand is awful. It's getting like 20 plus value less than what it's valued at, and it's probably gonna drop soon. Hunter, I'm putting here, because although it isn't useful, I really do actually kind of like it. Like, if I had to pick between Hunter and Fury, I'm picking Hunter, But let's keep going here. Ice Ancient. It's a solid B tier. It's a nice knife, I like Ice Ancient. It finally went unobtainable, like, 2 years ago? But the demand doesn't seem to be there. It's not as bad as, say, Friezendo in demand, but it's still not great. I just put Friezendo in B tier, or A tier, because I really like Friezendo. Solid F tier for the Ice Dagger. Fuck Ice Dagger, dude. Fuck Ice Dagger. But Ice Lord I'm putting here. And you're going to ask me why, and it's because I like Ice Lord. Which is, I like Ice Lord, but I wouldn't use it, you know? Like, I like Ice Lord, it looks good, but I don't use it. Same with these. I like having them, but I don't like using them. Now, there's definite bias here, because, give me that. Ice Slasher is my favorite, 1,000 point prize to ever come out of comp. I fucking love Ice Slasher. It's so sexy, dude. Oh my god. And Inferno goes right there with it, because Inferno, I remember when it was like 13 getting trades and it was common as fuck. I had it a bunch of times. Now it's 25 getting overpays out the ass, and I respect it. A tier for the Jolly Blade, and I'll tell you why. Because you needed to craft the Jolly set into it, you know. And Jolly Blade, I thought it was a pack for a very long time, but it's actually not. It was a craftable back during, I think, the 2019 event. Might have been the 2018 event. I think it might have. Yeah, it was the 2018 event, and it was pretty good back then. Krampus. C tier. You're gonna ask me why, and that's because it's worse than H-Saber. You know, H-Saber is still nabbing 110-ish, or even 100. But Krampus is the only one that genuinely fucking dropped, bro. It dropped. And that's a hard pill to swallow, if I'm being honest. It really is. Lava Blade, solid F tier. Same with Leaf Dagger. Leaf Dagger is fucking ugly. Legend Hammer, I'm going to put at a C tier. Not because I like it, but because low-end traders really do like Legend Hammer. Like, they will trade for it. It's got its demand, you know? It's just with the right people. Candy Blade, definite A tier, but only because of demand. It's one of the only pack items that seems to have such good demand that people don't care that it's a pack item. Like, I've had it like twice in the last few days, and nobody cares that it's a pack. Lord Sinister, this one's gonna hurt me because I like Lord Sinister, but C tier. It's doing horribly. Not as bad as, say, H-Saber, but people would rather have H-Saber over Lord Sinister, you know? From what I can tell, because I just avoid Lord Sinister completely. Same with Krampus. Same with most sabers, actually. The only one I'll touch right now is Autumn. You know, Lucky Axe, right in D tier, because it looks so similar to 2019 Blade, but it just doesn't have that same look to it that 2019 has. Lucky Blade goes straight in S tier. Not only is it good looking, but there's a serious hype demand for it. Same with Machete, if I'm being honest. Machete is fucking dope, and it gets really good trades right now, you know? Magma Lord, I'm a little biased. I'm putting it at B tier. I remember hoarding like 7 of them when it came out, you know? Like, I loved Magma Lord when it came out. Speaking of Magma, let's move on to Magma. Well, actually, you know what? Magma goes there, because the Frostbite can get overpays. Magma, it still can, but it's a lot harder to do. Misfortune, I like Misfortune. I even have the Roblox package for it. If we go look real quick, I definitely have the Roblox package in my inventory. Let's go look really quickly. I think they removed the thing that shows your packages, but I have the gear, so it's right there. If we go to this, and then we go to part of the Misfortune thing, package, this item, get this item when you redeem a $50 gift card. Wait, so you can get it from redeeming a gift card and buying it? Because I tell you what, I bought the pack. It's part of the Misfortune Guardian thing. I actually bought the Misfortune Guardian thing for back accessories, right? That. I bought them for this. It looks really good. I don't like to use it anymore, but it does look really good. Anyway, back to the topic. Molten Core looks really good, but it isn't nabbing. You know, it's about equal with Fairy Axe. I think it should be better, but it's not. Neon, same place. Neon can get about the same trades as Frostbite. I like Neon more, but they both get about even trades. And I'm putting Neptune there too. I have a Neptune. You know, I don't mind it. I think the way you hold it is fucking retarded. And it's like you're grabbing like the tail end and like jabbing it at someone. It's fucking stupid, but yeah. Neutron. Neutron, I really fucking like Neutron, if I'm being honest. I really do. But it doesn't have the demand. It really doesn't. You know, the demand is good, but it's not great. And, I don't know, I just don't think it's all that good of an item. Nightmare. I have 2 Nightmares, and if I'm being honest, they're really good. Like, Nightmare has really good demand. It only has 3-star demand, but the demand among players is just really hype. And same with Northern Star. Northern Star I'm going to put up there too. Now, I have a Northern Star. I'm actually thinking about trading it. You guys will see that shortly. But, um, I like Northern Star. When I trade it, I'll probably trade for it again at some point. Ocean Blade, straight up F tier. I've always hated Ocean Blade with a passion. Look at it. I mean, I honestly think I prefer Leaf Dagger, if I'm being honest. Like, I really do. Onyx tier, this was the first clan top 10 prize, and for that, I think it deserves some respect. I'm putting it at B tier. You know, it doesn't look half bad. It really doesn't, and I wish I got it at the time. Now, you guys had to know this was happening. Onyx, right there. Fuck yeah. Onyx is my baby, and I'll be putting Orinthian Axe in the same place, because Orinthian Axe, it looks good, but it's such hype and demand. Overseer, I'm going to be placing Overseer in a B tier, and you're going to ask why. But that's because it's been really hyped and demanded recently, mainly over the fact that you can craft Toxic Battle Axe, which is a really sick looking item. And although Toxic is probably going to lower, I think it's still worth crafting just because Overseer is fucking sexy. I mean, Toxic is sexy, and Overseer is used for it. Paladin, straight up F tier. I've never liked Paladin. Now, a lot of people are going to disagree with me on this, but C tier for the Phantom. I like Phantom. I know it's useless, but I like Phantom. Pharaoh can go right. Pharaoh can go there. It's not great. Here's PX. This is where it belongs. B tier. It's not as bad as Corrupted Axe in demand, but actually it might be, honestly, because I've seen people say it gets like 25, but I traded mine off for 35 yesterday. I got like 7 fawns for it, so. Pot of Gold, straight up A tier. I mean S tier. It's doing really good. I've seen really good offers for it. Proton, I'm also putting here. A lot of people don't like Proton, but I've always been a fan of Proton. I mean, it goes with the set, you know? We got a Proton, Neutron, Electron somewhere. Electron's somewhere in here, I think, unless I already put it in a spot. Oh, wait, yeah, I did. We got Proton, Neutron, Electron. Like, it's just good. Now, Pumpkin King, I'm going solid B tier. It's one of my favorite pack knives. I love Pumpkin King. Like, it just looks so good. I used to use it a lot with my current outfit. You know, the older, cheaper version, but still this outfit. Now, Rainbow Saber, I'm placing it higher than Elegant Saber because it looks better. It's rainbow, so, you know, I like it. And I'm going to be placing Rainbow Seer, actually, C tier too, because, well, Rainbow Seer doesn't do good. Like, it actually seems to be doing worse than Friezendo, which is unfortunate, because I think Rainbow Seer looks better, but the demand is actually a lot worse on this than that, from what I can tell. I do not like Reaper. Solid fucking D tier. It's ugly. Same with Royal. I would say same with Royal Egg, but I'm going to put it here because it's got its own effect. And like I said, it's got its own effect. It looks pretty good, so, you know. Fucking hate Ruby, though. Now, Runic Blade, I do have a special place in my heart for Runic Blade. It's... I like it. I like how it looks. Especially when I add the Valkyrie helm, it looked really good with it. Let's put Sapphire, S tier 2. It's doing really good. A lot of those low-end comps are doing good. But this is where Seraph comes in. And actually, I'm putting it right next to its Archangel, because Archangel is only good because Seraph is decent for trading lower-end players. It's just a good item to get your hands on when you're beginning. Now, Shadow, I like Shadow, but, you know, it's kind of plain, so I'm going to put it there, but I like it. Shamrock is what I think this is. I like it, but I'm going to put it there. You know? Okay, Skeleton King. Now, this one is debatable, but honestly, I'm going to put it at A tier still. You're going to ask me why, because it's getting like 15 low balls, Or no, I think it's getting 10 low ball. I think its value is like 130. Let's quickly look actually. Skeleton King, yeah, it's getting like 120 to 110. Usually I trade it for 115 to 120, usually on the 120 side, but it's valued at 130, so I'll put it A tier just because it's not as bad. I do like Skylord. I've never had it, but I like it. Sunslayer I think is fucking ugly. Well, that's actually, no, that's Slayer. Soul, I think Soul is a solid A tier. I think Spark deserves to go with B, because it looks good. I like Spark. I don't mind Spark. Spider, I think it's a solid, like a solid D tier. You know, it's good, but it's not great. Spring is going in the same place as fucking H-Saber, because Spring's doing good too. Like, not good, but comparatively to Krampus, you know. Now, Starlight, solid D tier. It's a craftable just like this. However, I think it, and they're both pretty good looking. You know, people will trade. I've been traded like 3 unobtainables for these before, like not all at once. You know, it was one unobtainable, another unobtainable. Like I've been given unobtainable for these. And Striker, I'm gonna put here. It's one of the better looking tier 1s. It's useful. You know, it's decent. But here's where Sunslayer comes into play. All right, Sunslayer, good old Sunslayer, is doing really good, and I'm putting it at an S tier. It's doing really good, and we're being followed up actually with a Super Freeze, which is doing really good too. I've heard debate between it being better or worse than Anguish, but I think it's still better. I like Synergy. I'm putting Synergy like right here actually because I like Synergy. Like I really like Synergy. Actually, you know what? Not there. I meant C tier. What do we got left? We got a lot of items left, but I think we did the majority of them. Techno. Now, I've always been a Techno fan, okay? Always have been. And I'm actually putting it there because apparently it's supposed to have an effect. I don't think I've actually ever used it, so I don't know if it does use an effect, if I'm being honest. Ultraviolet, definitely same tier as Soul. It looks good, it does good, it's got good demand. Undead Lord, solid right there. I like it, but it doesn't have much demand. Unicorn, I fucking hate. Vampire, I actually like Vampire. I'm putting it there. Because I actually do like Vampire. I'm going to be honest. I have like 6 of them. Or 5 of them. I have like 6 or 5 of them. I do like them. Void, solid S tier for me. I use it constantly. If you ever watch my streams or videos, you know I use Void all the time. Water Elemental is a solid B tier. Or actually, no, A tier. Because it's doing better than Fire in terms of demand, and so is Wind. I think these two are both better in demand than Fire, but aren't, you know, they aren't valued as high. This is a solid D tier. I'm going to put that at a solid F. F. I'm going to actually put these in D tier because they craft a decent item, you know. They craft the cheapest item. I just don't like any of that. I like Mystic Falchion, so I'm going to put it there. Never liked that. Never liked Tailpipe. Never liked Harvest Blade. Never liked that. Never liked Exvicinator. Actually, you know what? I'll put Exvicinator there, because it does have some demand. I like the OG items. I don't like Shadowbane. No one likes Shadowbane. I like Rainbow Legend. I do not like... There's like a rough patch of them here. I'm putting that at S tier. I do not care what anyone says. It is my favorite pack that I've ever had. Cookie Karambit, it's okay. It's got some demand, so I'm going to put it there. Star seems to have, like, no demand. Chonko, for demand's sake, I'll put it here, because people do seem to like it. I do not like that. Floof Katana looks okay, but Tooth. Tooth is a definite A tier. It's been doing really good. Same with Scorched, actually. Scorched isn't as good as, like, these comp items, but it's definitely doing good. Fire Feather I'm going to put there, because I don't like it. Cosmic Captain. I don't like Cosmic Captain, but it definitely deserves the spot in S tier because I've seen people say it gets like 13 now. And if that's true, that is fucking really good. Burger Blade, I'm gonna put at a C tier or A tier. Simply because it's got demand. I have 3 of them. I don't like them. I think they look really ugly. but they have value. They have good demand. They haven't dropped. It's a pretty good item if I'm being honest. Gravity Hammer I will also be putting at an A tier. I have one. It seems to have some demand. I don't like it per se, but it looks decent. This I'm putting here. Slugger, I like it, but I don't like it at the same time. I cannot stand Mystic Slugger. But we're getting into some decent packs, decent comp items again. Putting Chill Fairy to solid A tier. Rainbow God at A tier. Rolling Pin at A tier. And now we're getting Dark Arts, which is probably more like that area. I fucking hate Sunbringer. I like Naughty Blade. Because these are all items that are just straightforward, like they're either bad or they're good. Peppermint Royale is okay. I like Gifted Blade. Snowman Cone is okay. Firebrand I like. Linked is doing pretty good. Batwing is really good. Chainsaw is good. Pumpkin Dagger is good. Larry is good. Can't stand that. I do like Crusher. Cookie Butcher I'll put here. I actually really do like Cookie Butcher. Arctic Caliber I also have to put here. I like Arctic Caliber. I got like 7 of them when it came out. Same spot for Kane, but I only got 2. And I'll put that there too, because that whole set was pretty good. Gotta admit, I'm not a Snow Nose fan. I don't like it. Neither do I like Lion Dance, but I love Kunai. Like, I love Kunai. For looks alone, I think it goes in C tier. Heart Pop is, I'm gonna say C tier. It seems to have its demand. Pretty good. Lucky Dagger, I'm gonna put here, because Lucky Dagger, it seems to be doing okay, but not great. This, those both go there. This, I think, goes here because it's an okay item for adding. Thorn seems to have good demand. I'm putting it A tier because it just came out and it seems to have demand. Funguses, you guys had to know. Fungus is an S tier for me. Now, I know I put Diamond tier there, but Diamond Challenger, I actually think it's a solid C tier in looks. And you know what? I think I'll put Onyx, whatever it's called, Onyx Challenger, maybe? I don't know. I hate these. They have good effects, but I hate them. They replaced Diamond Nano and fucking Onyx Shadow. These are it's an injustice, okay? It really is. It's fucking shameful. Beam Core, it can go here because it's got good value. I'm gonna put Toxic here because it has really good demand if you find the right people. Enchanted Jade goes here, but Jade Maiden goes here. Trash. Imp, I personally like, so I'm putting it there. Flamethrower, I'm going to put here. Energy Slicer, it's got good demand among lower players. Same with Duality and Obsidian Lord. And Tech Slicer. Sakura's got good stuff. Plasma Slayer is pretty good. I think I'm going to put this at a C tier, actually, because it's really useful for crafting. This, definite A tier. Definitely A tier. Shuriken, I don't care what anyone says. F tier. Black Widow, I'm going to put A tier. Rocket, I'm going to put A tier. Overseer Warrior, definitely A tier. Endofrost, S tier. Same with Joy. Both have really good demand, from what I can tell. So, Heart Shredder, I'm going to put at a solid C, at a solid B tier. You know? I cannot stand the Chakrams. I think they're both... well, Clover Chakram's awful, but, you know. No. Okay. Rainbow Goop. I like the knife, but I don't like how it's named, so I'm going to put it at a C tier. Stone Ancient, I actually do like. I'm going to put it at a D tier. Fabergé 1 can eat shit and die. I think this deserves there, though. Whatever this is called, Cherry Knight, I'll put it here. It's decent. Glorious Axe is a personal S tier of mine. I love Glorious Axe, so yeah. Comet, I think I'll put at an A tier. I don't like Comet that much. Same with Holy Guardian. Well, actually no, Holy Guardian is a B tier, solid B tier. Same with Astral. I love Holy Guardian and Astral, but their demand is just so fucking bad, dude. Illumina, I'm gonna do a solid fucking C tier. It's okay, but it's not great. Okami, I like it, but it's not doing hot. Alright, let's wrap this up. Now, Darkheart, it's a personal fucking S tier of mine. I love Darkheart. I've only ever had it once, and it's really nice. Cryo Beast too. Cryo Beast is a solid S tier. Twisted, I honestly think Twisted goes in A tier. It doesn't look great, same with Trident actually, but they seem to have good demand. Dark Commander is definitely a D tier for me. I don't like it. Same with Vine actually, because I really don't like either of them, but they have their demand. Actually, same with Wendigo. I don't like Wendigo at all. Void Champion, solid fucking S tier. Black Hole can eat my ass. It's an F tier for me. Infernal, I'm putting it B tier. It really doesn't seem to have that much demand. I've seen people shit talk it. Nebula Knight though, solid S tier. I fucking love Nebula Knight. This was a horrible item. I cannot stand the chickens. Like, not even a little bit. Can't stand them. But for the VIP knife, honestly, I'm going to put it in the same rank as the tried and true VIP item. And I only put it there because it looks good. It looks better than Diamond, Crystal, whatever the fuck it's called. But it's not the OG, you know. This was the OG item. The only item before that was Fool's Gold, which I really wish I had actually. That thing looks fucking sexy, but I can't get my hands on it anymore. It was either called Fool's Gold or something else. I don't remember, but it was this really nice item I really wish I had, but I wasn't playing the game at the time. So let's just go over these items. We got a lot of good stuff for the S tier. A lot of stuff I like. A lot of stuff for A tier and B tier. Like, I really like those tiers. I genuinely think my placement is correct for how I like items. You know? So, yeah. Thank you guys for watching. I'll be linking this in the description of the video. So, yeah. Thanks, guys. Peace. Hold on, let me check something. Yeah, thanks, guys. See you, nerds.